Hey everybody, I hope this is working and I sound okay. Not only have I not done this in like 6 months or something, this is a whole new setup. I'm in my basement. I hope everyone's doing well. It's been a while. I've decided to bring this back. Uh, hey, Normie's in the chat. Hello. We were going to have Old Man on as a guest, but as usual, we had some audio problems that are 100% my fault, so we'll have to circle back around and fix that at some point. As you can see over there, we're going to be playing a game called Star Trek Resurgence. I am a big Star Trek fan, as I'd imagine some of you are also. Old Normie, if you don't mind, good, it says sounding good. Good. Okay, so my audio is working. I hope that will have audio from the game as well. I haven't tested any of that. But yeah, things have been a little on the rough side for me, as I'd imagine it's been on the rough side for lots of people. We can talk about that tonight if anybody wants to. If you'd like to submit questions for advice, I don't have any questions prepared. I haven't done the show in a while. You can always go to JeremyInternational.com and I should get notifications about those on my phone. I've already decided that I don't like doing this in my basement, so we'll go back next week to the studio. The reason I wanted to do it in my basement this time around is because I wanted to play a game on my PlayStation 5, and it's just big and bulky, and I didn't feel like carrying it into a different room. But I totally could. And if we like this game and we keep playing, then I will. But I just having not a computer screen in front of me feels weird. I'm just looking at my TV. There's a camera there. My iPad is there. And it feels very strange. Jugsy's asking, my catchphrase for 2025. I have one, and it is, I haven't been using it a lot, but it is, I love that for you. I don't have a caption or anything for it. I should have written that out. Thanks, Jugsy. It's so good to hear from you, Jugsy. It's been a while. I can already feel like my energy isn't quite right. I've also had a distracting day. But we'll get back into it. And if we're just hanging out, then we're just hanging out. If it's just Normie and Jugsy, then I'll take that. I think that's who else do you need on a live stream but you two? Yeah, good. I'm glad Jugsy says good to hear from you too. Yeah, it's been wild. But we got to carry on and continue to live our lives. So that's what we'll do. I've been wanting to play this game for a long time. I don't really have anything else prepared. I don't have an album of the week. I don't have an unofficial sponsor. I don't have any questions that I've gleaned from the internet. I don't have any of that stuff. But I have a game, and I have me, and I have you guys, and that's sometimes what you get. I also did not get myself a drink or a snack, which is a crime, but that's okay. Normie says, already gleamed one for you, bud. Well, if you want to include that in the chat, Normie, then we can totally do a question. I would love to do a question. That's supposed to be the thrust of the show, but I don't have any. I wish that we were talking right now, Normie. I'm sorry about that. But why don't we, if you have a question, why don't you hang on to it? And I would like to start playing this game that I've been looking forward to. So this is Star Trek Resurgence. I don't know a lot about it except that it got really good reviews. I bought a physical copy, as I always do, and loaded it up on my PlayStation 5. Hey, Amir's back. Amir says, hey, Jeremy and audience, Looking great tonight, Jeremy. Is that a new webcam? This is not a new webcam, but I am in my basement and the lighting is different. I will say the lighting seems to be working pretty good. I don't know what I did necessarily, but the lighting's good down here. Hey, PG Doug's here. PG Doug says Shazammed. Yes, indeed, Shazammed. Oh, that's nice to see everybody. This is good. If anyone's been playing any interesting games or listening to any interesting music, I'd love to hear that in the chat. I have been playing a lot of Pikmin, all four Pikmins, in fact, on the Switch. Some of you might know I have a kid that's 4, and she has gotten really into Pikmin. So we've been playing that. Let me tell you, Pikmin 4 is a very, very good video game. If you have a chance, you don't need to play any of the other ones, although they're also good and you should. But Pikmin 4 is a real lovely experience. So I've been playing a lot of that. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty Black Ops 6 on the PlayStation 5. I don't always love shooting games like that, but they're fun and I'm sometimes really good at them. And it's a fun way to hang out with people that are also playing those games. So I don't know if anyone else is playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6, but if you are, let me know, and maybe we could play online sometime. Normie's been playing lots and lots of Balatro. I've never played Balatro, Normie, but I don't know anyone that plays a different variety of it than lots and lots. I think that's a game. It's like Civilization, which I haven't played the new Civilization yet. I love Civilization. But it's the kind of game where if you're going to play for 2 minutes, you're going to play for 6 hours. That's just kind of how it goes. But I know lots of people that love Balatro. I think Balatro is like on Netflix games or it's on Apple Arcade or something. You can play it real easy on your phone for free if you're already subscribed to one of those services, I should say. And so I don't have a reason why I haven't played it. I just haven't been playing a lot of games on my phone. If you notice me looking around a lot, it's because we have 2 kittens. Since the last time I did this show, our older cat has passed away, and we have 2 little kittens. I don't have a picture prepared for them. That would have been a good idea. People love kittens. So they're running around and being obnoxious. Maybe one of them will jump in and show Jugsy next week. This is Stinger. This is how I get you to come back. Next week, I'll have pictures of kittens. Next week on the advice stream, kittens. Normie says it's a good dual screen game, Star Trek plus Balatro. Yeah, like watching. That's what I've heard about Balatro too. Is that you can play it, but it doesn't take so much of your attention that you can't also watch something else. Because there's a new season of Daredevil out, I've been trying to catch up on all of the old Marvel Netflix shows. I never finished watching all of those, but let me tell you, that first season of Daredevil when it was on Netflix is good TV. I saw that when it first came out, haven't seen it since, and that is a good season of television if you like that sort of thing. It's not on Netflix anymore. It's all on Disney Plus now. But they were, that was Marvel's deal with Netflix back in the day. Normie says you saw a kitten tail. Yeah, one of our cats is like medium length fur and is a big fluff monster. Oh my God, they are obnoxious. So yeah, it's good to see everyone. Thanks for tuning in. So let's play this game for a little bit. And then after that, I think I might take a little break because I need a drink and I need a snack. But in the meantime, and if someone can, look at that Star Trek logo, that looks good. In the meantime, if someone can confirm with me that you're getting audio from the game, I'd appreciate it. Let me know. Can I look at my audio feed and see if that's coming in at all? Okay, there's audio now. Can anyone hear audio from this game? It's just a little bit of audio. No audio, says Amir. Okay, stay tuned, everyone. Hang on. I'm getting audio that way. Just a moment. And I'm doing a thing with this, and I'm looking at my sound, and I'm going to go to output, and I'm going to go to how about now, if anyone can hear? Oh, you can hear it faintly, but it might be through my microphone. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't have a output option, but that's okay. Well, I'm just going to make it a little louder. And maybe you can hear it through my, how did I do that before? Yeah, okay, and I made it a little bit louder. Hang on, coming right back. Okay. Yeah, I'm being real nonchalant tonight. Not being fancy by any stretch of the imagination. We're just hanging out. We're doing our best. That's what you can do. So if everyone can hear this okay through my microphone, that's going to have to do for now because I don't know how to troubleshoot that right now. Cool. Let's switch to this. Is this better? Let me know if this works. If this view doesn't work for people, especially because if I move a little bit, it doesn't work. But let's try this out and see. Empty slot? How dare you? I'm assuming there's full like voice audio. I'm not gonna read the text. I think that's silly. People watching at home can read if you want to read. Normie likes the bubble. I'm in a bubble. Ooh. Asteroids. Yeah, see, this is what I want to do. I just want to play this game and hang out with you guys. If people have questions, I would love to answer them. Please submit questions if you got them. Let me know if the dialogue's okay. A new mission.
And the crew isn't letting this unprecedented ion storm slow them down.
Unprecedented?
They're ready for something different. I know I am. More than any of them.
I like this captain's voice. It's got like a little bit of a Texas twang.
Fortunately, nothing ever stays the same. It's entropy. The nature of the universe. Change is inevitable. And while entropy says order gives way to chaos, in this case, change is good.
Oh, that's a good idea, Normie. How do I do that? Oh, hang on.
Our new first officer is en route to the resident.
Let me know in the chat if you're a Star Trek fan, because I am. I'm happy to proselytize Star Trek to you, if you would like to do that. Amir says Voyager or TNG. Between those two, I'd pick TNG, but my favorite Star Trek series is Deep Space Nine. Voyager's also... Ooh. Whew. Okay, I didn't realize there was going to be quick time. Okay, I got to pay attention.
Thanks.
No problem.
I'm not great with flying.
That's weird.
Little shuttles?
Why did you join Starfleet then, dude?
You don't like flying. And yet, you joined Starfleet.
There's a reason I'm not a pilot.
You should try it sometime.
The crew is impacted by things you say. Should I have been nicer to him?
Sorry, I'm a little anxious.
I hadn't noticed.
I'm on my way to my first assignment. When we get to the starbase, I'm transferring on to the Resolute.
Hmm.
So am I.
The Resolute.
Won't be easy for Jara to step in at the 11th hour like this. She's half the officer I knew she could become when she was a cadet at Starfleet Academy. She'll be the XO the ship needs right now.
Jugsy loves Star Trek. Me too, Jugsy. We have so much in common. And Jugsy says, I'm up to Deep Space Nine. Yeah, Deep Space Nine was one of the first TV shows where they had these big season-long arcs. So you really you get into it, and it just carries you. It's not episode by episode. It's like season by season after the third season. Now that's a much more contemporary TV experience. I prefer that usually, although not always. I'll say from new Star Trek that Strange New Worlds is also very good, and that is I was gonna pick my top 3 Star Trek shows. It'd be Deep Space Nine, Next Generation, and Strange New Worlds, which is so good. Okay, use the L to move. Ooh. Ooh. And then what do we use right to look? Yes, we do. And what's this? Welcome to Starbase 128. Starfleet Operational Support Services. Examine, well, how do I do that? Do I push a button? Not any of these buttons. Oh, there we go.
On the very edge of Federation space. Long way from home now.
This is great. It's a little dark, to be honest. I would like to try to fix that too. I'll do that on my own time, and we'll be looking better by next week. If I enjoy this game, I'm going to play it all the way through, just with you guys online, week by week, however long it takes.
Test?
Sounds familiar.
It's a tactical simulator that makes the Kobayashi Maru look like a picnic on Pintar's Five.
Oh.
Anyway, I finished in the top 20. Not just in my class.
Can I pause this?
I mean,
Wait.
all time in the history of.
Let's be nice. Very impressive.
Really? That's quite impressive.
Thank you. It was tough, but you know, I set my mind to it and it paid off.
Can I pause? Can I go to settings? Okay, subtitles on. Are there video settings? Maybe if we make it a little brighter, because it's awfully dark. No, I don't want to do that. Unpause. That looks better, right?
Please place your hand here.
I think that looks better.
Hold it there for a few seconds.
Oh, I gotta. Okay, you have to hover. There's a cursor, which you move over the thing that lets you push the button. Commander Jera Heidick. What species is she?
You absolutely crushed the Torvalin test.
I don't know what that is.
You finished in what, like the top 3?
That would be me.
Now I'm really. It's an honor to meet you, Commander. Sorry, I didn't realize before.
Let's be nice. We're in Starfleet, so we have lots of empathy.
Solid ground.
The pleasure's mine. Ensign,
Paul Calloway.
good to meet you.
I believe Commander Ermont is expecting you. He's in the concourse just
Ermolt. Commander Ermolt.
See you on the Resolute.
Normie says they're wearing my favorite era uniforms. These are pretty good uniforms. I agree. I like these a lot too. If I was going to pick a favorite era uniform, call me what you will, but my preference would be the original series. I think that those uniforms are the best. They're the most science fiction-y, and I wish... Hello. I wish that we could have some of that brightness. Here's a good question. What class ship is this, Star Trek nerds? I know, but do you? What class ship are we looking at here? I'm assuming the Resolute um, is this layout, and this is a specific class of ship. We know what it is. It's been well documented. This must be the Starbase. Pretty standard, typical Federation Starbase design. It's cool. Normie says Gentiprize. I don't. Is that? I don't get it. Look at all these people.
Commander Ermont is a Bolian.
A Bolian.
Looking for someone with blue skin.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bolians are blue. Who's this guy? There's a cat pooping in the litter box. If anyone hears that, sorry.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm just.
Oh, I get it. Genterprise. Like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
The Resolute's gonna leave without me.
Look here. The Resolute is leaving from this dock.
Oh, you're right. Nerves must be getting to me. Thanks so much, Commander.
You're welcome. Patronizing smile. Okay. So who's blue? Are you blue? You're not blue. You're not blue. This is a lot of the same haircut. This like bangs. What do you call that haircut? But look, this lady's got it. And that lady's got it. Are they Vulcans maybe? Because Vulcans usually all have the same haircut. Hello. Are you blue?
Excuse me. Have you seen a Bolian around here?
Yes, sir. Right back there, near the replicator.
That person's green.
Ah, there he is. Thank you.
Happy to help, Commander.
And hello. Look, same haircut again. Examine replicated meal.
I'll replicate myself a meal once I'm on board.
That must be nice. And you're red. Wow.
Excuse me.
That's more like a,
Resolute's getting a new first
what is that,
officer.
like a mauve?
The crew got promoted?
Are you mauve?
This.
That's a rude question to ask somebody.
Starbase 128 has 4 docks.
Makes it look desperate. Is the crew that bad?
Okay.
Not a good look.
He's blue. I'm just going to walk through your conversation. Sorry. Are you blue?
Welcome to the edge of the galaxy, Commander Ryan.
I didn't try to interact with the replicator, Amir. I should have. She said that she would do that once she's on the ship.
Commander,
Oh, here comes a cat.
I hope there wasn't
Act
too much
natural.
trouble getting here. This storm isn't making anything easy for us right now. I know conditions are less than ideal at the moment.
It takes more than a little turbulence to rattle me.
Yeah.
I'm sure that
She's kind, but she's also a badass. That's what we want. A tough, empathetic person.
we were able to come fill our first officer vacancy at such short notice. From everything I've read and everything I've heard, we're lucky you were available to us. Coming from a premier starship to our little research vessel.
I'll do my best to live up to expectations.
Yeah, she kind of does. I guess they have like a set number of approved hairstyles in Starfleet, let's say. Let's just assume that's the case. It's weird. There's some weird lighting effect on her hair, but you know, it's fine. I don't need this game to be... I have a cat problem that might be happening soon. He's looking for trouble.
The USS Resolute.
Ooh, pretty.
She may not look like much compared to the bigger ships, but as far as science vessels go,
Yeah, Bolians don't have... Remember the barber on the Enterprise D was a Bolian. It's a weird job to have for a person with no hair.
It was an accident?
Yeah, PG Doug says it's a bob like Uma Thurman from Pulp Fiction. That's exactly what it is.
no one's to blame. It was a planned test, but the warp core was pushed beyond its limits. It destabilized the dilithium, there was a runaway reaction, and the warp bubble deformed. We thought we could reach a higher resonant frequency, but it was more than she could handle. Cost us
lost our first officer and 22 of our crew.
Oh no, that's too bad.
At the end of the day, we're all responsible for each other. That's what it means to be a crew.
Sorry for your loss. That's a high price. Could have been worse. Um, that seems more sincere.
That's a high price to pay.
Too high by any estimation. But there's nothing that can be done about it now except get back to work. And make sure it never happens again. Listen, I realize you've known Captain Solana for quite some time. And I'm glad you're ready to bring your best. But I should warn you that when the captain announced you would be the new first officer, there were those who felt it was a mistake.
Oh, really?
You should have promoted from within. So you might want to tread lightly first. Until they come to
What should we do here? Thanks for the heads up.
Thank you. Always good to have a sense for what you're walking into.
I just thought you ought to know.
I appreciate it.
Starfleet has assigned us a high-priority mission to the Hotari region. I'll let the captain brief you on board. I know he's eager to see you.
Mission
We have every intention. The crew has been working around the clock to get the ship ready. There's still so much to do.
Ew. What happened to that?
Stuck. I got just the thing.
Find the plasma torch. What's that? This looks like a plasma torch to me. It is. Ooh, dangerous. All right, this is fun. It's very convenient. So then we'll go down here. I don't really know what I'm doing there with that little mini game thing. Just moving this into the middle, and it moves around on its own. Got it. Hey, look, I'm in Starfleet. I'm doing busy work. Okay, if you say so. Some club soda would clear that up. That's funny, PG Doug. And then you put it back in, and then you turn it the other way, I'm assuming. Okay, yep.
What's that?
I'm doing Star Trek stuff. You know how they do in Star Trek. You do things. The Lower Decks, that's another good Star Trek show, which unfortunately has just ended, but I enjoyed that one a lot too.
I thought the thing was totally fried.
So this is like the people that actually work for a living. Oh, she's a Trill. Is she joined? Does she have a worm?
Nice work, Carter.
Nothing to it, Nelly.
And not a moment too soon. The boss wants us down in engineering. Like, now.
Oh. Okay, let's go. Transporter room. Things. What are these things? A probe. Wow, he's strong. Hey, it's Normalson. Hey, Normalson. Wow, everyone's here. That makes me so happy. Yeah, everyone in this show is hot. There's no uggos in Starfleet. It's because of the genetics, you know. They fixed the uggo problem. I wasn't paying attention to what I was supposed to do there.
Carter Diaz.
And you know what? Not half bad.
Yeah, I know. He's hot too. Okay, what am I doing? Whoa, did I just see his eyeball? Did you see that? It like clipped through his head and I saw his eyeball.
Hurry up.
I saw the inside of his eyeball. Okay. Well, that happened. That was very strange. Hey everybody, this is great. We just got a question in from someone. Did we? Wait, no, not that. Okay, yeah, we got a question in. I will let's get to a stopping point and then I'll read that out loud. Am I supposed to be going this way? I should probably pay more attention to the game while I'm playing it. But it's so nice to see everyone. Let's figure out where this guy's going, and then we'll take a little break, and we'll do a question.
I heard the new XO just arrived. Won't be long before we get underway. I just hope whatever Chovok called us down for, it's something good.
Chovok.
I can never tell with him. I'd rather not end up dousing plasma manifolds. Hanging upside down makes me queasy.
You and me working together, we can tackle anything he throws at us.
He's so confident. I just decided. Your optimism is positively contagious. That's a wonderful thing to say. There's not a lot of optimism IRL these days.
Lieutenant Commander Chovak.
We were just looking.
Oh, he's a Vulcan.
Petty Officers Edsolar, Diaz. I was beginning to think you would be late. We are all hands on deck right now, which means if you are not at your post at the appointed time, I do not have someone to replace you.
Ew.
I have been forced to make to Petty Officer Edsolar on repeated
Let's just be polite. He's a Vulcan. We don't want to get on his bad side.
I do not want your apology.
He might get horny and murder us.
See to it that it does not happen again.
So, I don't suppose you wanted us down.
Normie says, I like how you take on different roles. Yeah, it's very, I agree with that. And like the options you have let you flesh out the characters as you go. It's really cool. This game looks okay. It does not look like a PS5 game, but that's fine.
Bending the proper calibration. This ship must be ready to depart shortly.
But it looks okay.
The precise nature of these disturbances are not fully understood. But many systems have been affected by the wide band of emissive activity.
Don't tell a Vulcan he sounds worried. Vulcans don't get worried.
Got the best chief engineer in the fleet.
I am a Vulcan, Mr. Diaz. Flattery is not necessary. All that I require is that you do your job. Right now, that entails critical preparations, because long-range sensors show that these disturbances will be more severe at our destination, the Hotara system. You have your orders. Do not delay.
Yes, Commander Chovak. All hands on deck.
Oh, what's that?
All hands on deck. That's what Chovak said. You know what that means? It means this ship isn't ready to go out, and the brass know it. So they're throwing every warm body at it. And they're going to leave on schedule.
You worry too much.
Be damned.
You gotta have some faith.
I'm happy-go-lucky Petty Officer Diaz. I'm very confident,
6 months ago, I probably
and I like to have fun.
same thing. But this isn't just any old refit.
Oh, it's that guy.
Any old relaunch.
Callaway.
Excuse me.
A lot of new faces coming up.
Ooh, they're going out in space. Spacewalk.
Tough coming as a replacement.
Give them a chance. They better be ready. I have no doubts.
They seem alright. Something that happened 6 months ago while they were off on another ship? That's nothing to hold against them.
Yeah, you're right. I guess getting a little new blood on board.
Normie says,
Hold on.
Normalson says that's an iPad Pro.
Face I didn't expect to see again. Hey, Miranda.
You weren't gonna leave without me, were you?
Miranda, you're here?
Oh, were they friends?
Adirondack.
Transfer came in at the last
I
minute.
bet you there's a lot of people in like
This bucket of
triad relationships on a
Looks like we got it
starship.
together pretty nicely. I wasn't sure what to expect.
Welcome aboard.
I'm gonna take the high road here, pretend you didn't say that, and welcome you aboard.
He's a better diplomat than I am.
Yeah, the hair of graphics on these ain't great. So it looks like they give you little cards when you meet new people.
Coming back to me now.
Maybe Carter can rustle up that bottle and we can give you a proper welcome.
What are we gonna do in space?
Here, let me help you.
Thanks.
So what's the word? Are you back into security rotation?
Yep. Still running with the usual suspects.
Whoa.
Good to go.
The hair's actually kind of bothering me now, to be honest.
The other side.
But it's not gonna get in the way of me enjoying this game. Okay, so well, when can we get to a stopping point? Magnetic boots. Out in space. Okay, pause. So that's cool. So we have the crew members that we meet. This is the people we've met as Jara, and these are the people we've met as Carter. Cool. And it gives us a little bit of information so if we get confused. This is great. I'm loving this. Let's take a little break. I'm actually going to step away for just a minute because I would like to have a drink while I'm hanging out with all of my friends. Jugsy says, Avowed has one of the coolest lore journals I've seen. You can open it up side by side with conversations and see summary of all the... Oh, that's nice. I guess hair is pretty hard to model, says Amir. You'd have to add motion. Yeah, like I get it, and this is a small developer, and the important thing is this is a Star Trek game that already feels like Star Trek to me, and that's really all I care about. I just, it's a PlayStation. This game didn't come out on a Switch or anything. It's a PlayStation 5. I think it's PC, and then if it's on the PC, then I'm sure it's on Xbox Series, whatever the new Xbox is called. And I just, would hope for a little bit more dynamic graphics and that. But once again, you guys know if you've seen the show before, I'm usually playing games from the 90s. So this is still a big graphical improvement over what I usually play. Okay, so let's take a 5-minute break. I'll be right back with a drink, and then we'll do a question, and then after that, we're going to go in space. See you guys in 5 minutes. Hey everybody, thanks for giving me a minute there. I am so much more comfy now. I have a snack and I have a little bit of bourbon, and that's how I like to do these. So we're gonna leave the game paused for a minute. We have a question, a real live question from a real live audience member. I have not read it before. I'm just seeing it coming in now. So let's read it and see. Oh, as a reminder before I do this, if you'd like to seek advice, you can head on over to JeremyInternational.com. There's a contact form at the bottom. You could also leave a tip there if you want to, although no pressure to do so. No one ever has before. But that's an option for you too. If you're like, what am I going to do with all this money I got? Okay, question from a real live audience member. It goes, by the way, we do all of these anonymously. If you want to throw a question into the chat, then obviously it won't be anonymous. But if you want to be anonymous, you can do so through the website that you can see right down there. This says, Jeremy, what's your best advice for staying creative in a creative job? Do you think you have to be a creator of something, art, product, to be considered creative? Or does society have this obsession with productivity and creativity can actually come in all shapes, sizes, and forms? And maybe, just maybe, it's an outlook versus a definition, a definitive product. Whatever happened to that insane flow of ideas and stick-to-itiveness that came out of me at warp speed when I was young? Sincerely burnt out creative who is maybe lazy but maybe also too hard on herself. Wow, that's a good question. So first off, I'll say there's almost nothing creative in my that I do in my day job, which is fine. I agree with you that I think that creativity has become, and maybe it always was, maybe it wasn't before. I don't know the answer to that. But creativity has become intrinsically tied to productivity. And there's a good, at least in some ways, that's a good reason behind that, because you need, if you want to make something, you need to make something. It's important that you finish your work, whether this is the work you do for a living, whether this is a creative thing you do on the side, that's some sort of art form or expression of yourself, or if you're incredibly fortunate and those are the same thing, which almost no one gets these days. Lazy isn't real. We'll start with that. If you're having a hard time getting something done, if you're having a hard time moving forward, that's your body or your psyche telling you that you need to rest, that you need to take a break, that you need to put your effort somewhere else for some period of time. Laziness is a trap, and it's not fair to think of that as being a negative thing. If you're having a hard time moving forward, it's because right now isn't the time for you to be moving forward. Take a break, move in a different direction, try something else. Not your ability to produce for yourself or for other people does not define your value as a person. Having said all of that, real artists ship that you're, hey, don't eat my Fritos, cat. Real artists ship that you if you want to be an artist, you need to make art, and part of art is that other people need to see it. Making art for yourself is great and beautiful, but you need to put yourself out there to be, I think, a real artist. That might be a controversial statement. Feel free to disagree with me, but making something in a vacuum, art is something that provokes a reaction from people, and if no one ever sees it, how can they have a reaction to it? So your art needs to exist in the world where people live. That's what I'll say to that. As far as burnout goes, if you're stuck, if you have a block, if you're having a hard time getting started, to me that's your mind telling you that now is not the time to get started. When you pull a cord on a lawnmower, and sometimes you got to pull it a couple times to get started. Try to get started. Try to finish. Try to move ahead. Try to get beyond this block you're at. But if you can't, then right now you can't. Take a step back. I'm always gonna say take a step back when you need to. Laziness isn't real. It's a lie that people came up with to try to get you to work harder for somebody else. So I hope that's helpful. I've only ever really had like as a job something that approached creativity a couple times in my life. So I'll also admit I might not be the best person to give advice on this. I know that there's some people um, in in the chat that are actually like people that create and make art of a type for a living, and they might have more things to. As always, with these advice questions, anyone in the comments, please feel free to chime in. Normalson says the people of this world are not ready for my art. Normalson, I have seen and contributed to the creation of your art many, many times, and I 100% agree with you. Some people are ready for some of your art, for sure. Um, as a frequent collaborator, though, I'll say that the people that aren't for Normalson's art aren't people that you want to make art for, anyways. Yeah, so to paraphrase, you know, just a little bit of Maker's Mark tonight, drink responsibly. To paraphrase, don't stress about being lazy. If you're stuck, you're stuck. One of the reasons why maybe you feel like you were more productive and more creative when you were younger is because our lives are simple when we're young. That's why people yearn to be young again. Most people's lives just get more and more complex, and we weave these bigger nets of obligations and responsibilities as we get older. And we're young, we don't have any of that. So you have a lot of time to spend. You have much more time and energy to spend. Also, when you're younger, you maybe have been exposed to less art and less work from other people in the world, so you're more likely to think that your ideas are new and original. I can look back at the stuff that I wrote and the work that I did, the creative work I did as a younger person, and I didn't intend for any of that to be like derivative or a copy of someone else's content, but it certainly was. And it's just because I hadn't seen that content yet. I thought I had come up with a new idea. There's very few new ideas. So, okay. So that's the question. I hope that was helpful, writer. I feel like it probably wasn't that helpful. But you know, if you're stuck, it's because you need to be stuck right now, and try to focus on something else. Take a break, walk away, and come back in a little bit and see if you're not stuck. But be lazy. Take a break. Jesus. What are we doing in the world if we have to push ourselves constantly? It's not a contest. Normalson says, "Aw, I love you, Normalson." Okay, let's get back to let's go in space. Oh, she just walked over that thing. Okay, we're walking slowly. In space, you walk slowly. And then a little Escher turn there. Whoa. All right, I'm back. I'm back sold on the graphics. This looks nice. So cool. That does look like an ominous storm coming. Oh, I also just realized that ship's called the Resolute, like the HMS Resolute. Does anyone know the story of the HMS Resolute? Such an interesting story. Okay, now we're going to a different character. Here's Commander Boley. Oh no, we're back to, what's her name? Jana? Jara. Leave my food alone, you ding dong. God.
Solano should be here momentarily.
She's got some nice geodes on her wall.
I don't know much about Koblions, but my understanding is you need a steady supply of duridium to keep your cell structure stabilized, or bad things start to happen. And we have plenty of duridium in sickbay, so there's no risk of running out.
Thank you.
Feel free to make yourself at home.
Weird.
And help yourself to whatever you like.
We can get the replicator and make us a Big Mac. I'm going to switch back to this and turn this off. Okay, let's look around. Here's the replicator. Computer. 1 Big Mac, please.
Just a sip of something.
Just a sip, 1 sip of a Big Mac. We're going to do, let's do Ractagino.
Decisions. Ractagino.
Some of that Klingon coffee. I want that coffee mug.
That sure has a kick.
There's coffee in that nebula.
Last time I saw you, it was graduation from the academy. You'd already secured one of the most prestigious assignments possible. Burning with enough ambition to fuel 7 trips around the Necrid Expanse.
It's good to see you again, Captain.
I could not be happier to have you on the Resolute. The regret is, we couldn't provide you with a warmer welcome.
Normie. I'm not even going to try to say that word, but it's funny.
But, unfortunately,
Normalson said, if these two had a kid, they would just be lighter blue. I agree with that. This is enough work for me, and I hope for more. Let's get to work.
You can spare me the pomp and circumstance. There's plenty of work to be done without all that.
You always had a work ethic like nothing I'd ever seen. That's just what this ship needs at the moment.
Take a break, Jara, though. Don't push yourself too hard. What is really at stake here?
The ship suffered some damage, but not nearly as much as the crew.
I don't know the details.
You'll have to forgive me. I don't really know the details.
Starfleet has been kind enough to keep the story contained, probably because they want to protect me. But I don't mind telling you. We were on the verge of a major scientific breakthrough. A quantum leap forward in warp core technology.
Quantum Leap? That's a different show Scott Bakula was on.
The ability to travel at a sustained rate of speed longer, faster than we ever dreamed. What would have been the crowning achievement of my career?
Like, it was really important to someone in the production of this game that we could see the inside of their mouths.
So horribly wrong.
And the person assigned to do it kind of fucked up. Yeah, I agree, Normalson. This game's got some graphic problems. I don't know if you were here pretty early on. We panned the camera around and we went through someone's head and we saw the backs of their eyeballs.
We lost some of our best people. As captain, I have to take full responsibility. It was my decision to make, and I have to live with the consequences.
The crew knew the risks.
We all know the risks when we sign up. There are no guarantees. As much as we tell ourselves otherwise.
True. But as captain,
I feel like there's one guarantee if you join Starfleet, which is you're going to go to space. We guarantee that.
that's where I failed. In my defense, I will say I might have avoided the whole ordeal if my senior staff had been willing to trust me. There was a lot of pushback from my former XO. I think that cost me his confidence. I don't want you to pull any punches. Certainly not on my account. But once we decide on the course of action, I need everyone to fully commit to the mission. Anything short of that just won't work.
You can rely on me, though.
Start to go sideways.
I got a Janeway braid.
Agree or disagree, I can promise that I'll be honest to a fault.
Good. That's exactly what I'm looking for. But at the end of the day, it has to be my call. Look, I'll be blunt. We can't afford another mistake. Or at least I can't. I feel like my career is hanging in the balance here.
Mm-hmm. So don't fuck up.
Again, something to restore the crew's confidence.
I understand.
On a positive note, Starfleet has tasked us with what they're calling a mission of the highest priority.
Oh.
Escorting a senior diplomat to Hotari space. 2 previous previously peaceful and otherwise non-aggressive civilizations now find themselves on the brink of all-out war.
Oh, weird.
So it's a peacekeeping mission.
I see it as a golden opportunity to not only prove what the Resolute and her crew are truly capable of, but also a mission for which we're uniquely qualified. This ionic storm. Our long-range sensors suggest it's several orders of magnitude stronger than anything on record. A total anomaly like nothing we've seen before.
Weird.
I'll never guess where it leads.
Hatari.
That can't be a coincidence.
Very nearly in the precise location where we're headed, where I imagine the interference will be exponentially greater. But
Who is this diplomat?
brief us on the details of the rendezvous.
Who is the senior diplomat we're escorting?
Are they cool?
That I don't know. Starfleet hasn't said. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I expect we'll have some rough sledding when we arrive, so I need you to prepare the crew for the work.
Hey, Higher Hoet. I hope I'm saying that right. Welcome to the show. Yes, his mustache is really intense. He's actually kind of got like a Stan Lee vibe, which I don't disagree with. Like his hairline and the mustache, he looks very Stan Lee-ish.
Find yourself in a ship of your own. And I
Do they party? Who's this diplomat? And are they DTF?
entirely up to you. But it goes without saying, you have my full support.
It's been a dream of mine since before I can remember. So I would be honored to become a captain someday.
As long as you're willing to do the work, you have my promise. I'll do everything in my power to see that it happens.
Thank you.
Come, let me introduce you to the crew.
Okay. Let's meet the crew. We already met the chief engineer. He's a Vulcan. I don't remember his name now. Hold on. We can find out. Lieutenant Commander Chovak. I don't like when Vulcans have names that aren't... Male Vulcans should have a single syllable name that starts with an S and ends in a K. Everyone knows that. I don't like it when they don't do that for Vulcans. Okay. That was my rant over. All right, Captain, where are we going? Captain Stanley. Ooh, bridge. That looks nice. That looks real nice. Spacious. Got a little dizzy there, but it's okay.
Have your attention for a moment. I'd like to introduce Commander Jara Rydek, our new first officer.
You remember, people don't trust her yet.
Quick introduction.
They're hesitant to embrace her.
This is Lieutenant Handar, our helmsman, one of the best in the business. One of. Though he lacks in humility, more than
Wait,
makes up for in ability.
he is Bajoran. I didn't see his little nose deal.
Likewise.
Next, we have Commander Westbrook, our chief science officer. I've come to rely on his expert counsel on a regular basis. Pleasure.
Expressive eyebrows.
Commander Rydek, it is such an honor to meet you.
Get on my
This
face.
is our tactical officer, Lieutenant Bedrosian.
Mm.
Looking forward to meeting you for about as long as I can remember.
I've been following your career for quite some time. And I look forward to learning as much as I can from you.
The honor is mine.
If anything, the honor is mine.
Well, I have to admit, one of the reasons I've followed your career is because you're Parkovia. Because of what you've overcome.
Higher host asked what my Vulcan name would be.
Themselves.
I mean, you don't have a lot of options because it's one syllable and it starts with an S and it ends in a K.
You've done so much to protect others who need it. I really...
Sprock. I don't know.
You've been something of an inspiration to me. Not that I've done anything close to what you've done, but you definitely set a standard to strive for.
Okay. Let's move along. You're getting creepy.
Very kind of you to say, but enough about me. We have a lot of work to do.
Oh, yes, of course.
And then, of course, you've already met Commander Ermine.
Mm-hmm.
Please do everything you can to make Commander Rydek feel at home here. I'll be on the starbase. I have an urgent meeting with the starbase commander to get our authorization to get underway. If they drag their feet any longer, we won't make our rendezvous. The bridge is yours.
Wow. Thanks, Stanley. Excelsior. Okay, so sit in the captain's chair when ready. Let's walk around a little bit. This is where the camera would be. Over here sometimes. Yes. Oh, was that something on, what's this? Tactical hollow. What does that mean?
Tactical hollow dias. Just like they've got on the Excelsior.
Cool. We'll leave that there. Science. You were not introduced. Helm. Operations. Wouldn't the XO sit next to the captain? Science. XO chair. Tactical station. Okay, this is good. This is where they do the shooting if we ever need to do shooting. What's over here? This is where they play Pong. Gotcha. And master system display.
So many decks. Full of crew that are now my responsibility.
There's really not that many decks. Sorry, but communications. Okay, good. Let's talk to communications.
Communications. Keeps us in contact internally and with other vessels.
All right, that's it. Okay. I know what everybody does. So I'm the XO. Right. I thought this guy was the XO for some reason. So let's sit in the captain's seat.
Commander, Chief Engineer Chovak needs to lower the structural integrity field. He's sent a crew out to recalibrate the emitters in response to the danger posed by the storm.
We were part of that crew.
Permission granted.
Lowering structural integrity field.
Hey, Skoosk. Oh, there's a lot of new people here. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining in. If I haven't said before, hold on, let's pause this. If I haven't said before, this is the advice stream. I'm JeremyInternational. I'm just hanging out. I've been away for like 6 months. I haven't done a show. So we're learning how things go. Bye, Normalson. Have a great night. Live long and then cats are definitely not Vulcans. But we hang out. We play usually old video games, although this is a pretty new video game. I'm into this game. I'll likely play this as Star Trek Resurgence. I'll likely play this all the way through, week by week until we're done. If you haven't seen the show before, if you can see a little bit behind me, I have a pretty big vintage video game collection. That's normally what we are playing on the stream, is old games. And I have a lot of old Star Trek games. That's kind of the theme of most of what I do when I'm looking to buy video games, is I look for Star Trek games. So I have most, at least console-based Star Trek games that have been made. And we'll probably play through a whole bunch of those. I think that'll be fun as just kind of a theme for a while. But I like this game. I hope you do too. And if you do, we'll be doing this live on Twitch and YouTube on Mondays at 9 p.m. as often as we can. We'll have guests sometimes as available, and other times it'll just be me. We take breaks if we get people seeking advice. You can submit a question at JeremyInternational.com. There's a contact form at the bottom, and I'll read those live on the show anonymously, and then we can discuss as a group, if we'd like to, how best to help you if you are stuck, if you have a conundrum, if you're in a pickle. We're here to help. I like helping people, and I have some amount of life experience. Here's that. So yeah, if you don't want to be anonymous, you can also just throw a question in the chat. I think that Normie said that they had a question they had gleaned from the internet. So if you wanted to shoot that in to the chat when it's convenient for you to do so, Normies, then that'll work for me too. But it's nice to see all the new folks. If there's anybody else that's new, I'm going to do this go away. If there's anyone else that's new, in the chat, feel free to say hi. But we'll be doing this until probably about 11 is when I'll wrap it up. We'll see how the game goes. But I'm really enjoying this game. Star Trek games are hard to pull off because the best things about Star Trek are when people are sitting around a big table discussing what the right thing to do is in a given situation. And that doesn't always translate really well into video games. But this feels, and we haven't done any of that in this game yet, but this feels, it feels good. It looks pretty good. Not great, but it looks, the look of this game feels very Star Trek, we'll say. So we're going to play for a little bit longer, and then we'll see where we land. Normie has a question. Hang on. I have to actually bring my iPad close to me so I can see this. Okay. It says, Dear Jeremy, I have a slightly older friend who is successful in a certain creative field and often in the public eye. We started talking because of unrelated mutual interest, and while we've never met in person, I look up to them a lot. Received advice and emotional support from them during some personal crisis last year, and have been inspired and encouraged to try my hand at their art form. I'm glad to have them in my life, but I keep worrying that I'm not worthy of calling myself their friend. Part of this is low self-esteem, it sounds like a lot of it is, and thinking I don't measure up, but they're also dealt with creepy and invasive fans on multiple occasions, and I fear ending up like those people in any way. Talking about their work to anyone else I know feels like name dropping, and I don't know where the line of acceptable behavior is or how to know if I'm overstepping when I call them a friend. Obviously, it would be weird to just ask them that, and I have a feeling that to any other person who is not autistic as hell like me, our friendship would not be something to question. So how do I shake my insecurities and manage being in this position? That's a good question, Normie. The first thing I'll say is if a person doesn't want to be your friend, you would know they don't want to be your friend. People that want to be friends, maybe not immediately every time, but they reach out. If I'll give you an example. There's also a person that's not related to any of this part of my life that I have a connection to IRL. And I think they're pretty cool, and I like to be friends with them. And I reached out a couple times to hang out. They haven't responded, so I've moved on. Like that's cool. I'm not for everybody. No one is. And I don't really have the time or the energy to try to be friends with someone that's not trying back. So if you're reaching out to somebody and they respond at least some of the time, I'm a very guilty person of not responding quickly every time. I think a lot of us are like that these days. But if they're making an effort to hang out with you virtually or in real life, if they're answering questions when you have them, you've said that they helped you through a crisis. That's one of the things we talk about this show all the time, that the only times that relationships actually matter in life is when stuff is going badly. Nothing counts when life is easy. Only when things are difficult do things matter. And if you were going through some shit and there was a person that was there for you at that time, that is a friend. That is the definition, in fact, of a friend. People can't help but kind of put themselves at levels when they compare themselves to people. There's a creative field that you're pursuing, and this person seems like they have a little bit more time and a little bit more experience in that field, so they feel like they're more accomplished than you are. Like, that is a hard thing to avoid, but what's that saying? Comparison is the thief of joy. Like, you're doing your thing and they're doing their thing. Maybe they've been doing it for longer than you, so they're a little bit better at it. That doesn't mean that they're a better person than you. That doesn't mean that they're not worthy of you as a friend or that they're not interested in being friends with you. I think from your story that they've very clearly demonstrated they want to be your friend. Your question is, how do you shake your insecurities and manage being in this position. You know, I feel like, you know, it's been so long since we've done this show, but one of the things I also feel like we used to say all the time is that confidence is like sleeping. No one goes in bed and puts their head on their pillow and immediately goes to sleep. You get in bed, you lay still, you close your eyes, you slow down your breathing, you're essentially pretending to sleep. And then at some point, you don't know when, you're asleep. You wake up the next morning and you would never be able to determine when you stopped pretending sleeping and when you started actually sleeping. Confidence is like that too. You do all of the things that internally within your in your inner world and in the voice in your head, but then also externally with your body. You do all the things a confident person does, even if you don't feel like it's sincere. And then eventually you are that person. You do have confidence. Everyone you've ever met that you felt was confident about something was doing that. That's what confidence is you pretend to be confident, you do that long enough, and then suddenly you're confident. There's no line when one ends and the other one begins. I'm not always sure that there's even a clear distinction between pretending to be confident and being confident. Confident is something that we project out to the world, and uh, oftentimes a lot of that is pretend. So I'm not saying confidence isn't real. I'm not saying a lack of confidence isn't real. Those are real things. But you need to be able to pretend. Um, when you find yourself, at least for me, one of the things that works, when I find myself acting in a way that I think is irrational, a person has made it very clear they want to be my friend. A person has made it very clear that they approve of the job I'm doing, or they think I'm cool, or whatever I want from another person to think about me. When I have a hard time believing that, I, just kind of logic myself into it. A person that doesn't want to be your friend, you would know if a person doesn't want to be your friend, because people that don't want to be your friend aren't there to talk to or to give you advice or to support you when you're going through shit. That's not what people that don't want to be your friends do. And a lot of people might think, yeah, well, they're just doing that to be polite. First off, no one does anything just to be polite on the internet. That's not how the internet works, or at least very rarely is that the case. It's so easy to just ghost someone on the internet. It's so easy to just not reply to someone's message ever, especially if you don't have any real world connection with them. So, especially, particularly, virtual friendships are measured by if a person responds, if a person is there when you need them to be there. That is a friend. This person wants to be your friend. Why they want to be your friend? Because you're a unique and special and cool person in the way that every individual person, I really believe this, is unique and special. Every person contains an unlimited amount of potential to be whatever they want to be. And you do too. And people want to be your friend because you're a person that people want to be friends with. And I know that's hard to admit, especially when we all feel so defeated and overwhelmed in the world today. But you're you, and you're the best version of you can be. And people like that. Maybe not everybody who wants to be liked by everybody, but some people do, and this person does. So just logic it out. Remind, if you're not feeling like this person is worthy of your friendship, remember that they think they are, because they've been there for you. They're your friend. So if they think you're worthy of their friendship, then you're worthy of their friendship. Just logic it out. Be a Vulcan. Be think it through. I know that's hard to do, especially when our emotions are high, but that's what I would say. You've given clear evidence this person wants to be your friend. If you're worried about being a creep or being a weirdo or overstepping your boundaries, I think that it takes a special type of out of touch person to be able to make those types of mistakes. Be you, and you'll be fine. Remember that you should never go out of your way to make people uncomfortable. And sometimes, if it's someone you care about as a friend or whatever, then sometimes you go out of your way to make sure that they are comfortable. And that means read the room, listen to them, If you feel like they need some space, or if you feel like you're overstepping your boundaries, then take a step back. But I think that it's pretty easy for most of us out there that at least would want to watch a show like what I'm watching, or want to be into Star Trek like we are, to be able to make those types of decisions, to be respectful when it's time to be respectful. And I'm not worried that you would overstep or be creepy or be a stalker. Just be respectful, and that means respecting people's boundaries is what that means. And I think that's a harder thing to describe in words, but I hope that we all know when we see when someone is establishing a boundary. Boundaries are good. Even people that want to be your friend, even people that want to be your best friend, uh, need boundaries. I hope that was helpful, Normie. That seems like an interesting situation to be in. I really want to know who this person is, but if you don't want to name drop, I respect that as well. Okay, let's get back. Let's get back to the game. We'll probably play for about another half an hour or so. Okay, so we switch back to this guy.
Great. Let's get to that emitter.
It's some weird leg animation.
Every time we're out here, I half expect to see her in pieces again.
Ew.
Still got some scars on her.
Oh, the ship. I thought they were talking about a person.
When I joined Starfleet, all I wanted was a ride out of town. But this isn't exactly how I pictured it.
On the outside of the ship?
No. Sometimes it feels like we're just part of the machinery. Don't you want more than that? I mean, Starfleet is noble and all, but it's still a machine. A massive, massive machine.
I am more than that. So are you. You wanted to get away. I enlisted because I didn't want to wait years just to get out and see the galaxy. I wanted to go somewhere. See new worlds. Look up at a sky no one's ever
Would
seen.
you say boldly go where no one's gone before?
I'm cranking a hyperspanner up in a Jeffries tube today doesn't mean that's all I'll ever be. Diaz to Commander Chovak. We are at the Sith emitter.
Acknowledged. You may proceed with the recalibration.
And we're gonna do more Star Trek stuff. Lift the thing. Get the tool. What tool are we gonna get? This one. It's the calibration tool. It calibrates.
Beginning recalibration.
And you can't do this from inside the ship, obviously. Turn nodes to center the circular indicators. This turns. Turn node. What? Huh? No. Tune node. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Careful. Too much action and harmonics will deflect the alignment.
But can I, do I need to get it in the middle? Yeah, I need to line it up like this, I think.
Looks good.
That really wasn't great. That was pretty off center, but I'll take it.
Commander Westbrook, right? Chief Science Officer.
You remembered my name and my rank. Impressive. Yes, I'm the chief science officer, and I have the dubious honor of being the most senior officer on this bridge. I know this ship inside and out. Better than just about anyone.
Oh, yeah?
What a very impressive list of credentials.
This is a research and discovery ship, first and foremost. Now with a former tactical officer as its new first officer. I'm curious, though. A Kobliad, or half in your case, is an odd choice for first officer.
Oh, that's racist.
Given your vulnerable condition and all. But if, as an example, we found ourselves in a hostile situation and you were suddenly incapacitated because you needed an infusion, what would happen then? You'd leave Captain Solano without an XO. Granted, that would be a worst-case scenario, but not outside the realm of possibility.
Rude.
In my entire career, it's never been an issue, or caused the slightest problem. And I don't expect this to be any different.
I was just curious, that's all.
What an asshole.
Listen, can I be blunt, Commander?
No.
I see no reason to stop now.
Commander Sutherland, your predecessor, was one of the best first officers in all of Starfleet. His record was impeccable and his reputation was without equal. I mean no disrespect, but the shoes you're stepping into are almost impossible to fill. He was loved by the crew, and he was one of my closest friends. So I can only hope that you'll live up to expectations.
Hey, we just met. You might like me after you get to know me.
Yeah, why don't you go take a long walk out the airlock, buddy?
Seeing as Captain Solano is on the starbase, let me give you an update on this ion storm we're flying into. It's unusual, unlike anything I've ever seen. At the moment, I can't tell you if the Resolute will shrug it off or if we're putting ourselves at risk. However, if we learn more about its patterns, its nature, we can come up with a scientific countermeasure. Just a moment.
Uh-oh. There's some sci-fi stuff happening.
We've got a massive energy wave inbound on screen.
That also doesn't look great.
Tracing its trajectory. Starbase docking clamps are holding. The storm's emissions are fluctuating, coming in waves. And if my projections are right, we're about to get hit by a wideband burst of ionic energy, like a tsunami.
But in space. Yeah, let's go to Red Alert. I think that's a good idea. What is the captain doing? Is he taking a nap?
Evacuating main gangway and retracting.
There's people outside.
On screen. With the structural integrity field shut down, we can't take a direct hit. Time to impact. 1 minute.
We're gonna have to make some kind of decision here.
We have limited protection. I need every available solution. What are our options?
We can weaken the impact of the storm with the deflector pulse.
Really?
There's a better way.
I'm sending all auxiliary power to the deflector dish.
Send the aux power to the shields. We can't reactivate the entire shield bubble, but it's a directional threat. So we can orient all we have towards the wave.
Oh my god, what do we do?
You have to believe me.
We only get one shot at this. We can't afford to get it wrong.
Shields.
Right, which is why we need to send power to
Oh my god, that's stressful.
Petrosian, get those shields up.
I'm trusting the Armenian lady.
I need a head. Without one shot. Understood. On my command. Heading locked. Raise shields.
Oh my gosh, that's stressful. Do you think it mattered between those two choices?
All hands, brace for impact.
There's people outside. What about what's his name and what's her name? Whoa. I don't know what that thing is. It seems important though.
What happened?
We have experienced a surge of radiation.
Oh, you don't say.
This radiation supercharged the plasma, forcing it to backflush through the system and creating a dangerous imbalance.
Uh-oh.
Blow out every primary system on the ship.
Just tell us where you need us.
I need you to traverse the hull to the access port to recalibrate the port nacelle plasma regulator.
Excuse me.
We've reached the first
I don't know what any of that means, but we'll have a look. Uh-huh.
Affirmative.
Engage the override. It should allow us to stop the
Seems to be
GPS
powered by
loads
some kind of
without
electricity.
triggering an automatic core shutdown.
And then? Oh, that's hard to do. And then you do this. And then you do one of these.
Failsafe override engaged.
Are you sure? I am registering some crosstalk in the bypass circuit.
We need to route the signals so they don't interfere with each other.
How do I do that? And go up here. And we do one of these. Oh, we got to do one of these guys. And then, yeah, you just put it in this one. You just take it out of that one and you put it in this one. This is how spaceships work. And then you take this one out and you put it in the other side. That makes sense. Also, you have to do this from outside the ship. There's no way you could do this from inside.
The failsafes are temporarily disabled. Moving on to the EPS regulator.
This is the best thing about Star Trek is when they have to like
The discharge is coalesced.
take the thing out of slot 1 and put it into slot 2.
My phaser.
Ooh, phaser. Phaser. And then, so you use the triangle to equip your phaser, use L2 to aim, and then I like this, and then this to shoot it. Pew! Good sound effect.
So we gotta climb up the pylon. Not that there's really an up, but, you know.
Oh, there's like a little distance thing too, okay. Use your phaser to clear a path. Phaser, aim, fire. That didn't work. Okay, and then we walk. Oh, can we just do it from here? Nope. Okay, heads up. Don't walk in front of... Can you not? You're making it really hard to not do this.
You've damaged your suit. Energy dampening is down to 60%.
Ugh. So they don't like go away forever. They come back. That stinks.
We're almost to the regulator.
Oh, watch it, lady.
We're at the regulator. Opening the access panel.
Hey, welcome back, Jugsy.
PS flow to the port cell.
Yeah, we're in space and we're shooting at these glowy things. I'm not quite sure why. But we have to do lots of Star Trek-y stuff. So we're going to open this panel. Only accessible from outside the spaceship, obviously. And then we flip this switch. Pretty straightforward. And then move. Ooh, that was satisfying. And then down. And then over. And then...
EPS manifold adjusters reset to neutral.
Hello. Oh, now we got to do these things. Which one do we do? Oh, it's like we have to like color correct it. I'm confused. Do we do this again? Yeah, like this. And then we go back over here. And then we do... What? I thought we had it. Oop, we're getting closer. Yeah, it's close enough. That was fun. That was a cool little mini game. Jugsy says, "Fucking love a good lever." I know, right? It was like a little bit of like Photoshop color correction there. Looks like you're trying to unsever. Yeah, that's what we just merged our innie and our outie. Stan Lee, no! Unsever. That was a good one. Whoa! Get down.
Here's the bridge. We just lost the docking clamp. We've got a lot of debris coming down. All vibrations, too. We can't finish the EPS regulation in these conditions. Please advise.
We have to release the ship from that other docking clamp or the hull will be ripped apart.
There's a problem. The clamps are supposed to disengage automatically in an emergency, but it's not working.
Not working.
What are our options?
The docking clamps are fitted with exploding bolts for an emergency release.
We've got crew out there. That'd be like setting off a bomb next to them.
Maybe there's another way.
Starbase is hailing us.
Put him through.
Resolute.
Are we gonna have to decide to kill these people?
You need to disengage from the starbase now. The damage to the station will be catastrophic.
We have crew outside and are looking for
We
the
have
safest
people
way.
on this station. If that mooring arm breaks, we could lose dozens of crew.
Hear me out. Reverse the polarity of the hull, which theoretically will repel the docking clamps and repel the engineering crew right off the hull into the storm.
This is Captain Solano. Put me on screen.
Go ahead. Captain, we have a situation.
Commander, what are you doing? Blow the bolts on the docking clamp.
The captain doesn't know the whole story.
I'm giving you an order. Jara?
Trust me, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You brought me here because you trusted me. Can you trust me now?
You better be sure you make the right decision.
The captain made himself quite...
I'm not sure about that.
They're gonna get hammered with debris out there. Reverse the polarity.
I'm gonna try to reverse the polarity. And then we can just transport them in.
And there are lives.
Do an emergency transport.
Starbase, stand by. We're gonna flip hull polarity to disengage the clamps.
Oh my god. I don't think that was the right decision for me to make now. That's super stressful for me. Jugsy says, "Did I already say I like the new haircut, Germ? Because I like the new haircut." Thanks.
Free us from the remaining docking clamp.
I don't know if it's new.
Make your moves on my mark.
Understood.
8, 7, 6,
Oh my god, what's gonna happen?
4, 3,
Oh my god, wait,
2, 1.
Oh, that was close. Woo. Oh boy.
Grab my hand. I got you.
Thank you.
Uh-oh.
Plasma imbalance is reaching critical condition.
Uh-oh.
It's from primary system failure.
I got it.
Do it, dude. Like this. And then like that. Doot, 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 doot. You can do it. In space, no one can hear you grunt. Oh boy. What? Oh, that's hard to do. Oh boy. I don't like it. I don't like it. Did I do it? Friends! Oh, that's satisfying. She's so serious. Uh-oh, now what happens? Heads up. Oh boy. Grab her. That was hard to figure out what that was telling me to do.
Petty Officer Etzelot's hurt and unconscious. I'm gonna have to tow her back to the airlock.
Mr. Diaz, the situation has changed. You are at risk of triggering a substantial electromagnetic arc if you approach the main hull the way you came.
What?
Commander, the way we came is the nearest airlock.
There's an auxiliary hatch near you on the far end of the pylon. You must bring Miss Etzela
Oh my
there to
God.
access the interior.
Why?
Roger that. Going there now.
Oh, geez. Well, I hope he gets promoted after this. Because that's what he wanted to do. Slow walking. And Jexy says, the power of friendship. I know, right? I really want to know if she's a joined Trill or if she's just on her own, though. So I feel like that'd make me move a little bit faster. She's okay. Now we get to do some more mini games.
You go first.
What?
Let me save your neck this time. No time to fight me on this. Get in there.
You better be right behind me.
Was that also not the right thing to do? Uh-oh. Oh, boy. What? I don't know what that was. What happened? Was that bad?
We're in.
They're safe, bringing the Sith fully online.
I don't know what that is either. All right, well, that felt Star Trek-y. That was intense and fun. The price of duty.
Carter. I'm okay. But Etzela.
Here, let me help you.
Ooh. Oh.
Medical. We've got one wounded at my location. Millie.
Oh, man.
We'll see you at sickbay.
I feel like they can fix that. That's not going to be a lasting scar. They can fix that in Star Trek, you know.
The repair crew made it inside. EPS flow is back to nominal levels. The SIF is back up.
How does this affect mission readiness, Mr. Ermont?
Releasing the docking clamps using hull polarity minimized damage to the Resolute. We'll have some last-minute repairs to make, but if we reapportion some of the staff, we can make our departure on time.
So did I make a right choice?
Moreover, we are successfully moored to the station.
Good to hear. Send updates to my ready room.
pissed.
You disobeyed my orders. Well,
It was the right decision, though.
Respectfully, Captain, I made the right choice given the
you
information I had.
disobeyed my orders. And not just in front of the bridge crew, but the Starbase staff as well. That's going to get around. My name's already tarnished around the fleet. But what is it going to do to my credibility on this ship? From the top to the bottom. Bridge to lower decks.
Captain, I told you I'd be honest, so here it is. Maybe I shouldn't have disobeyed a direct order, but you were wrong. You weren't on board, and you didn't have all the information. So I made the right decision for the ship. If you're worried about your credibility, put your ego aside and trust your crew.
Oh.
Trust me.
You might have won some fans on the bridge with that stunt, but not everyone. Lieutenant Commander Chobak has already bit my ear.
I'm sure he doesn't take it personally. He'll get over it in time.
He's a Vulcan. He don't give a shit about anything.
Chobak is more complicated than he would want to admit. I guess we all are. And if I'm being honest, I'm not sure what I would have done in the moment either. You never really know if you weren't in those shoes.
Yeah, back in the 60s when I was writing Iron Man.
Boil it down to you did what you had to. That'll have to be good enough for me.
Thank you for understanding, sir. I'm sure no one knows the burden of command as well as you do.
I'm sure you will someday. Despite it all, we got our final starter leaving Nelson Park. So if you'll fetch Mr. Hermod, we'll knock out the final details of any outstanding repairs, and we'll set out for Hotar.
Yes, sir.
All right. This is probably a good point to stop for the night. I'm really enjoying this. I hope you are too. This is Star Trek, what is it called again? Resurgence? We're playing this on the PlayStation 5. I think I'm gonna
Department's reporting full mission readiness.
stop right there. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone. It was so nice to see everyone. It's been too long. Unless something unexpected occurs, which it probably will, I'll plan on playing this game for, whatever, a few hours a week, every week until we're done with you guys live. You can always go to JeremyInternational.com, but we're also on Twitch and YouTube. And thanks for tuning in. I had a really good night. I'm very tired now, so I think I'm going to go to bed. But I will see you, see whoever wants to be there next week. And until then, be safe and take care of yourselves. And